Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am back today to share with you how I planned in my memory planner this week. I am using the Cocoa Daisy Planner, and I'm using the vertical inserts for this memory planner. So I'm just sort of getting the dates set up correctly, how many weeks there are in March versus April. And so you can see right there that I am adhering that back half of the vertical page to the divider. This planner comes with both horizontal and vertical pages for each week, which is awesome, but I don't use the horizontal pages for this project, so I remove them, but I still have to adhere it to the dashboard to not have that one half of the layout hanging out. You can see I'm using the Carpe Diem date stickers to date this week. I realized pretty quickly that this was not the week that I wanted to be working on. I actually want to be working on the next week, which I know, why am I jumping out of order? I normally go chronologically. You're not wrong about that. I do actually normally go chronologically. However, I decided this time that I really was excited about my son and my dog's birthday. And so I wanted to do this week right now, and I'll jump back later and do those other weeks. So I'm just going to add those tiny little date stickers on to this particular week, which is basically the first week, full week in April. And you can see I have already printed my photos. I used my Canon selfie printer, and I used the Pick Frame app to create the collage to get the 8 photos on one 4x6. These end up being approximately 2 inches by 1.5 inches. And why I print them at this size is because it helps me get more photos on the layout. I used to always do them 2x3, and didn't have a problem with that, and those would absolutely fit here. The problem is that it is harder to get that many photos on one layout when they're that size and not just be completely consumed with photos. So that's definitely why I am sizing them a little bit smaller right now. And I haven't noticed any problems with that at all. And I don't have any problems seeing the images or anything like that. It's really not a hugely noticeable thing. All right, so you can see I'm just sort of laying them out on the days where the photos belong. I do stick mostly to where they occurred. So if I took this photo on Friday, I usually stick it in the Friday slot. Though I'm not married to that idea or anything like that, I will move them around, especially if they're arbitrary photos. For example, like that photo of the Starbucks, it didn't really absolutely have to be on Tuesday. It's not important to anything. But I left it there because it fits. All right, so I use my paper trimmer to cut these apart. The Canon Selfie does print as 4x6 photos, and I really like that. It gives me I can print a wide variety of sizes of photos on one 4x6. I'm going to be using the Close to My Heart products today, and I will link all of them up below. So if you're looking for anyone in particular, I absolutely thought this collection was so cute. I love the colors, the images were adorable, and I decided that I was going to start with the stickers. How wonderful, right? And I wanted to layer a little cluster of gifts up in this left-hand corner. So I moved my photos real quick so I could get those first 2 down. And then I'm going to simply adhere my photos, overlapping them, of course, because that's how they fit better. And there's a little bit of not necessary space, dead space, if you will. It's not important to the story. My kitchen cabinets don't have to be in the photo. I can overlap my photos and cover those up a little bit. And then I'll add that third little present down there. So now I'm just going to go through and adhere my photos throughout the week. I'm using the Scotch ATG gun. I'm using a generic refill, like the adhesive on the inside. The Scotch ones are a little bit more expensive, and I can find them a little bit more affordably. Not that they're not affordable, because they're perfectly affordable. I can just pay a little bit less with these, and I love this adhesive. It's really, really great and sticks so well, and I find that to be super important, especially because these don't have page protectors, so I don't want to lose any of the bits and pieces over time, and so the Scotch adhesive really makes a huge difference. You can see I have layered several photos throughout the week. The idea is the exact same as I already told you. Photos where there's space in the photo that it makes absolutely no difference if that's showing or not. So for example, the shoulder of my shirt, it doesn't matter if my shoulder is showing in that picture. It had nothing to do with the story or the reason why I captured it. So it was easy enough to just use that and overlap with the other photo of my pets. Now I am going to use this lemonade ink, which I just absolutely love this color, and it coordinates so well, and stamp this little burst onto a piece of cardstock. Again, I will link up all these stamp sets and the inks below because they're fantastic. I love the Close to My Heart inks. I know I've talked about that a lot, but I love them. I love the packaging. I love the colors. And I stamped it on the piece of cardstock, and then I used a circle punch to punch that burst out and then layer it behind the photo. The picture is a picture of my son's baseball team, and they won the championship. So I felt like that felt really celebratory to add that, and I was very happy with it. Now I'm sort of trying to think about the rest of the embellishments that I want to use on this page. I want to keep it very cheerful. I want to keep it birthday themed to be cohesive with the left hand side of the page, but recognizing that the right hand side of the page, the birthday is over. It happened on Monday. And so I want to continue to play off of the birthday theme, however. So this long repeating border stamp. It just says hooray over and over again, and it's from that same birthday stamp set that goes with the stickers and the pattern paper. I am inking it up with this Glacier ink pad. You've seen this color before. It's gorgeous. And I thought I would just stamp that right down there at the bottom because if you'll recall, I just said that is a picture of my son's baseball team and they had actually won the tournament completely. And so it was very exciting to be able to put the hooray all across the bottom. So again, it's not directly birthday related, but it absolutely coordinates with the theme, and obviously the supplies are the same. Now you can see I also just added a couple of stickers, so we're tying that all together and creating a really super cute and bright cluster. Now this pattern paper, I think that the grid is just so incredibly versatile. And so I punched I punched out a circle from the pattern paper, and I'm going to adhere it right there behind the photo. So I'll just layer it right there. Now I'm going to also add that little slice of cake because it is sort of playing off not only the birthday theme of the week and the birthday stickers, but then also the rest of the layout as well. So look at that. We have our three main clusters where I can draw my visual triangle. So imagine if you had a pencil and you were going to draw lines in between all three of them, you would come out with a triangle. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the pages from the planner so that I can write on them a little bit easier. Now, some weeks I go ahead and I write directly on the page. Some weeks I write with onto stickers. This week I'm going to do a little bit of both, but I will lean pretty heavily just on some plain label stickers from my stash. That will make it easy and very, very bright and colorful, which since this is a birthday celebration theme, it makes a lot of sense, don't you think, to have it be bright and colorful and cheerful? So I'm just flipping through. I'm trying to decide which stickers I want to use. And I will settle upon the orange, the yellow, and the green for the whole color scheme that matches well with what's already in the decorative elements. So I'm just laying down stickers where I have activities from the week, and I will go ahead and add my text to those. There'll be other things that I'll write directly on the page as well, but these will be the majority of what's going on throughout the week. And if you've been here before, you already know this, but I like to document the activities and the appointments and all those types of things in this planner. It's the reason why I started memory planning in 2016, was just to sort of keep track of all of the things that were going on in our day-to-day lives. All right, so I have the majority of the stickers laid down already, and now I'll just go ahead and use my Sharpie pen and go back and fill those in throughout the week. Now I am going to add a little brush lettering this week. I don't do that a whole lot anymore just because I don't really love how I do it. Actually, it's not my favorite thing in the whole world. Like I think it looks nice enough for like an envelope or something like that, but I don't always love it in my planner. But Monday was my son and my dog's birthday, so I decided that I would go ahead and write their names in brush lettering, and it actually turned out great, and I do really like it there like that. I'm so excited that I had so many different pens to choose from that matched the overall color palette. Now this is an example of writing directly on the page. I've just gone ahead and written the things that I wanted to notate here and then used the Zig Clean Color dot marker, which by the way, they are also some of my favorite things. They have really changed so much for me in terms of bullet points, which I love, and I don't have to use little tiny bullet point stickers anymore. And I'm thrilled about that because those were always difficult for me. The markers are perfect. So anyway, I use those markers just to draw attention to those particular little activities right there. Now, I will also add journaling too throughout the week, but as you can see, there's just really not a whole lot of room for that, which is kind of a bummer. And there's definitely a lot of ways that I could automatically add journaling, and I could have for sure included some interactive elements if I wanted to include the journaling. It's okay. I think the bottom line here is that it will make sense. Like all of this coming together is a beautiful snapshot of our week. And could I written more stories? Absolutely. Is it imperative that I do so? No. Would it help make sense of some of this? I don't really think so, because I think that based on the activities that I've notated, it kind of makes sense like what the majority of the photos are. And the couple that they don't correspond to, I mean, they're really basically just selfies, and I think that I'll probably just get that over time. So it's pretty exciting. So I'm just going to add the last couple of little bits of journaling that will fit, and that's it for me. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.